So, g'day, welcome. This is just a short tutorial on how to use the CSV Import PRO module. My name's Justin, I'm from HostJars and I'm responsible for supporting and improving the module, and we'll just get right into it. So this is the dashboard of my test site, and here's the front end. You can see I've got 4 products in there already which I've imported, and we'll just go through step by step how to get to that point. So for starters, you should probably have a file something like this. It might be an Excel spreadsheet, or it might be a notepad or some other text editor with just a raw CSV file. And I like the CSV format because it's pretty simple. It's only 4 or so rules, and yeah, it's easy to make, and Excel supports it. Both importing and exporting CSV is fine with Excel. So here we go. I've got 6 columns in my CSV file: name, price, description, category 1, category 2 and brand. And I'm going to import these 4 products into my OpenCart test site using the CSV Import PRO module. So this tutorial assumes that you've already got the module installed, and if that's the case, then you should be able to hover over System, and there will be a CSV Import menu item there. So if we go to that, we'll see a bunch of options which require some configuration in order to do the import. So the first one is the CSV field delimiter. Now if we go back to my Excel spreadsheet and save the file as other format, so I can select to save it as a CSV, you'll see there's a comma delimited CSV option. There's also a text tab delimited option here. If I were to use that, then tab would be my delimiter, but I'm going to go with the comma. So if I save that over the top of the one that I've already got and let all the error messages or whatever pass through, then I should have a comma separated CSV file. So comma is my delimiter. If I were to use a tab delimited feed, I would go with /t for tab. But right now we're going to stick with comma. We need to set the default stock status. Now this drop down is pulled directly from your database, so if you have other stock statuses that you've set up manually, these should all be in here. Also, the language pulls from your database. I only have 1 language available, but if you have more, then you'll have options in the drop down. Also, if you have multiple stores, there'll be another drop down below it, and you can choose which store you want to import your import your feed into. Now if we go down a bit further, this is the bit that people commonly misunderstand. So what we have here is OpenCart has a bunch of fields, and we need to match those to the fields or the column names in your CSV file. So in this case, which column in my CSV file is going to be the name of the product in OpenCart. So if I go here, I've got a field called name, lowercase n-a-m-e, and so if I go back to the module, I've got that column name here. And the same for price. I'm not going to be using cost price, model or SKU, so I'm not going to worry about those. For manufacturer, I've got a brand column. For categories, my top level category is Cat 1, and to add nested categories, I click the plus, and I'll add my Cat 2. So that's all pretty simple. So basically it's about mapping the name of the field with the column name in the CSV file. That all looks fine. So next, we've got some options about how we're going to import. Whether we're going to add all the products from the feed into the OpenCart store, or add any new ones and update existing ones, or reset the whole database and import just the products from the feed. If you choose adding and updating, then you've got to tell the module which field indicates that this is a duplicate item and needs to be updated rather than added. And you get 3 choices. Either the model has to match the model within the OpenCart, or the SKU or the name. So if you try and import a product with the name desktop computer and there's already an item called desktop computer in OpenCart, then that item will not be added, it will just be updated. For now we're going to choose reset, so that this import deletes anything that's in the existing database and adds the products from the feed. This next one gives you the option of skipping certain products, and you can skip products based on a certain column having a certain value. So if you don't want anything with the name, let's go and have a look from our spreadsheet, iPod, let's say you don't want to import your iPods, then skip products where name contains iPod. That will prevent that item from being imported. But I won't exclude that item this time, I'll just do a basic import. And then finally you've got two options. Do you want to import from a file, or do you want to import from a URL? And in our case we've got a file saved on the hard disk, so I'll choose that. And I'll go down to the file, sample feed, and I'm going to import that. So now all I need to do is just check my settings are fine. Yep, all looking good, and then click import. And all going well, you should get a screen like this that says you have successfully imported your CSV file. Then if you go to your front end and we do a bit of a refresh, there are our products, no surprises there. And the categories have all been populated perfectly, and the brands. So everything's working. Now if I want to add those products again, I can come back in here, I can do cat1, default stock status in stock. This time I'm going to do an add, so we should get each product in there twice. And the same file, import the same file again. Success. Now we go to our shop, go to the home page, and now we have 8 products. And so that's pretty much all there is to it. I could show you importing from a URL, but it's pretty much the same thing, apart from we'd use this field instead of the import feed file field. So I hope that's enough to get you started, and any other questions, feel free to contact HostJars through our site opencart.hostjars.com, and you'll also find our all our modules there are slightly cheaper than in the OpenCart store. So feel free to nosy on down there and get yourself whatever module you're after. Thanks.